Hello and welcome back to this awesome HTML and CSS lesson. In this lesson we continue from where we stopped last time. So this is where we stop. So in here, so I said the navigation bar, I applied the background color of red. For this logo and the nav links, I utilize the flexbox property to split it into two, justify content space between. So after that, I'm just gonna say, let us continue with our CSS file. So in here, all I'm just gonna say is that the UL element inside the nav bar, so I want to make this thing list. So instead of stacking on top of each other like this, so I want it to be exactly like this. I think like this. So I want to split it like this. So to achieve that, we are using flexbox property. So now to do that, so we just need to select the parent element followed by the child, which is the UL. I'm just gonna say display is gonna be flex and save. So after saving it, you notice this thing, so it splits them side by side. The next thing we're gonna do right now is to change the background color. So I'm using a transparent color, so since I don't need the background for now. So the height of the navigation bar, so let me set the height. The height is gonna be 50 viewport height. So let us use 50 viewport height. So let me give it a background, a border color. See, border color should be red, for example. So let me use so let us check it out what we have. Refresh. Oh, sorry. Let me just see border. Let me just see solid, like so. Wow, this thing is too large, so let me just say 10V each. 10V each. I think this is okay. Can I use 50px? Can I use 50px? I think they're almost the same, so I'm using the 10 viewport height. So this VH is viewport height. So let me refresh. So as you can see, this thing aren't in between the navigation bar very well, so I want it to be in the mid of the nav bar. So to achieve that, so our container in here, I'm just gonna set the height to 100%. So it's gonna sit in the middle, as you can see. But before, let me show you. Before, this is how it is. So as you make use of the height for the container that is inside our nav element, you see this container, so it is the parent element for all our links as well as the logo. So this is the parent element, the div. So this container represents all what's inside here, the h1, the ul, the li. So this div represents them, and the overall parent is the nav bar, so it represents all items inside it. So the next thing we're gonna do right now is to split this. I want to create a space. Don't forget, I talked to you about the margin and padding. The margin creates space around elements, while the padding creates space outside of an element. So what are we gonna use right here? So we are using the margin. So we are setting the margin for this thing to be, so for the li, let me just nav li is gonna be margin right, it's gonna be 40px. So to create space to the right section, like so. So that is that for that. So I'm just removing the border, so we don't need the border for now. So the next thing is to place this thing in the center position of our page. So now to do that, so I'm creating a comment, just gonna say main or hero styles, like so. I'm just gonna target the main element. Just gonna say main. I'm just gonna say display. It's gonna be flex as well. I'm just gonna say align items. It's gonna be center. I'm just gonna say justify content. It's gonna be center, like so. Wow. Let me just say mean height is gonna be 100 viewport height. Wow. The next thing for us to do is to center all this thing. So now to center everything here, I'm just gonna say margin is gonna be 0 top and bottom. Auto is gonna be left and right. I guess it doesn't work. So the next thing for us to do is to style the div element. Let's say main div. I'm just gonna say text align. It's gonna be center. So everything we need is gonna be in the center position. So now the next thing we're gonna do right now is to make this thing a little bit more awesome. So for this, for the nav bar, I'm just gonna set the position to fixed. Position fixed. So I'm just gonna say the width is gonna be 100%, like so. So the next thing is to shrink this thing. So I want to shrink it to fit the page. So the next thing we're gonna do right now is to say main div. Let me just say main div h1. Let me give it a font size of 30px, for example, to see the effect. So I'm using 60px. So that is that. Let me use 50. I think 50 will be cool, like that. So for the paragraph, I'm just gonna say main div p. So make sure this thing exists. As you can see, this is the parent, this is the main div, and the paragraph that's inside it. So I'm just gonna say max width. It's gonna be 40px like so. Wow. So let me just say 30 ch. Let me just say 60 ch, like so. You see 80. So let me just I think 60 is okay. So now that is pretty much it we need for now. So in the next video I'll show you how to add space between this thing like this. So I'll see you next time. Happy coding.